Niners will draft. Whoever gets the most correct gets an autographed Brandon Ayuk jersey. That's for Patreon members only. That's already posted over there. So if you haven't joined our Patreon yet, just type in 49ers and Patreon in Google. We're the first one that pulls up. Go hit subscribe. We got a 7-day free trial. Go check it out. It's going to be fun. And we're going to have a Sunday 5 o'clock Zoom hangout to go over the draft. So there you go. That's there too. All right, Wayne. Take it away for me, my friend. Who will the 49ers target in the third round?
So round 3, they're going to target oh shoot. I'm hoping he's still available, but they're going to target edge Byron Young. I believe they're going to target edge Tennessee Byron Young. That to me, if he's available, if he happens to sneak and fall his way into that third round at 99, it's almost going to be identical to the prior draft when Drake Jackson fell. They didn't expect him to fall, but he was right there in that second round, and they were able to snatch him up. I'm hoping, if you listen to what John Lynch said, and this is something that John Chapman and I have been talking about, if you pay attention to anything that we say on the shows, that we've been saying that this draft has a lot of depth and a lot of the positions. One of them happens to be edge, especially if the 49ers are looking for a specific type of edge rusher, like a guy with some speed that can win with speed on the outside, which is what was part of that 2019 formula. And you hear a lot of them, how can they get back to the pass rushes? They asked Eric Armstead, how can you get back to that pass rush? Not that your defense was bad, but how can you get back to that elite pass rush from 2019? Hey, the answer is D Ford, and unfortunately, he can't play football right now. He's not playing football for the 49ers. But the thing is, you could go grab a speed guy. There are a couple of them. Byron Young would be my guy. Yaya Diaby would be my plan B.
Yaya's my plan B as well. Look at that. I freaking love it. And speaking of amazing things, Jack, she's the best, man. She says, hey, Wade and John, let's have a great show. Nothing but love for you, girl. You're incredible. Appreciate your positivity all the time. It makes a difference, especially for us on this end. So you make such a big difference for us. So thank you, Jack. You are incredible. Now, all right. So we're getting a lot of questions here. I think Byron Young, there's 2 Byron Youngs.
There's one from Alabama. He's a defensive interior. Met him at the Senior Bowl. But the guy that I was intrigued with from the Senior Bowl was Byron Young out of Tennessee, edge.
Yeah, Big Papa says, is Byron Young's hand fighting good? Just a question. It's not.
No, it's
that's not what he wins with. He wins with explosiveness.
With explosiveness, yeah. The get off, I think it's speed, man. He has a great get off. He's not a hand guy. He's not a Nick Bosa. He's not a tactician. He's not any of that. He's speed. He doesn't have the high production as you probably want to see from edge rushers, but I don't think they're looking for the number of sacks. They're looking for a specific skill trait that they don't have to teach. You can't teach speed. And he ran, what, a 4.4 something in the 40? 4.43? You can't teach
4.43. It's lower body explosiveness. Broad jump, 98th percentile, 38-inch vertical. I mean, he's got it all. Here's one of my favorite things about him. The dude was a kick returner and starting defensive end in high school. What the hell? Like, it doesn't make sense, man. He's a kick returner, which is just awesome. We've got a question here from David.
Great question. He says,
what are you? I'd love to know your thoughts on the cornerback,
Syracuse.
Garrett Williams, Syracuse. Syracuse got some guys this year now.
They got some studs. Running backs, cornerbacks. They got some studs.
I think Garrett Williams interesting. 5'10", 192. And so there's certain positions the Niners target thresholds with height and weight. Corner's one of those. And I think it's going to increase. 6 feet, 200 pounds is what they want. But Wilkes likes taller corners. So 5'10", that's interesting for me. Now, his change of direction's elite. I've got a 4th round grade on him. He is a little bit lighter, shorter arms, small hands, all those kind of things. But he's a fun player. Now, here's the question. He tore his ACL in 2022, halfway through. So you're going to have to see. You're going to have to see. Now, again, my truest measurement for any corner in this class is how did they play against Charlie Jones at Purdue? He played pretty damn well. Early on, Garrett Williams held him down pretty good, but late in the game, Charlie Jones just took the damn game over, and that dude's so good. Man, am I crazy on Charlie Jones?
Nah, man. He can tackle, man. He don't miss. I
Well,
know
he's
that's bad
don't. I'm
English.
sorry, my bad, my bad. I think I messed up there. Charlie Jones, a wide receiver at Purdue.
Oh, Purdue.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry
I'm
about that.
thinking
That
of the
was
linebacker
on me.
from who is he from? Georgia?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Georgia Tech. Georgia
Is
Tech.
that Thomas? Charlie Thomas?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. The
Charlie
names
Jones.
blend
You like
together at this point, man.
can my thing with Charlie is what's his ability? Can he get open? And that's my only issue with him.
Yeah.
When you play now is that an issue in Kyle Shanahan's offense? Because Kyle can scheme you open.
That we don't have a guy like him. And the 49ers have never drafted a guy like him. I don't think that they will draft him, but I just want him. Like, is that like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just one of the guys that I'm just like, I bet on him. I like,
Okay.
I see what he does. I'm going to find a way for this guy. But I think other teams will value him more. Nick, he's got a guy. He says, I want Jartavius Martin. Can you tell me why, John?
I mean,
This
I could
dude
tell
is
you
fun.
why.
Yeah, go ahead. This you. Take it away.
I mean, you get a guy that can play all five DB spots, and play him well. So he could play free safety, strong safety, nickel, corner, like. And the crazy thing is, when you look at Syracuse film, you're looking at Sydney. I mean, when you're looking at Illinois film, you're looking. They got the same colors. You're looking at Sidney Brown because he's the guy, right? And then you look, and there's Jartavius Martin there, and then they got the cornerback there. Like they just had a really good secondary. The rest of their team was just They just couldn't get it going. I think they lacked at the quarterback position. They had great pieces on offense. Chase Brown was there. I thought Illinois was an overall decent team, but they were just playing too many dominant teams in the Big Ten, and they just didn't have it. But they have some big players, and they finish big. Jartavius Martin is probably one of my top five safeties. That's what they got him labeled as. But again, if you're looking for a nickel, if you're looking for a guy that can tackle, Jartavius Martin is hitting all the spots, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like it. I love it. I love it. And I'll say this: like, he's going to be on every team's board. You want a safety, he's on your board. You want a nickel, he's on your board. You want an outside corner, he's on your board. Like, I think he's going to go a lot higher. I have a fourth round grade on him, but I think he goes mid third round. I think that's just about his spot. Now, my player that I'm going to put my bet on in the third round is cornerback. I'm going corner.
I like
Jacorian Bennett. I freaking love this dude.
Maryland.
He is the fastest dude. He's just so fast. True 4.3 speed, state track champion in so many different events. He's just fun as hell. 5'11", 195 out of Maryland. I just see him.
He
He's
went
a
with a
rush crush.
5'11" guy, huh?
Yeah, he's a little shorter than I liked, but the speed is just stupid. Yeah, I like him, man. I really do like him.
Yeah, you don't get any pushback from me there. I'm just a little bit concerned about his height, and his size. I feel like with like a guy like Tomlinson, he might be 5'8", 5'9", but he plays like 6'3". I don't know if you understand what that means, but he just plays bigger. Jacorian does have the speed. He's not going to be running straight lines all the time. Guys are route runners in the NFL opposed to just fly routes down the field. Will he be able to keep coverage? That's one of my things about him, kind of like downgrades to him. Can he keep coverage? Can he keep staying on those guys? He will have safety help. Is he good in zone? He's probably better in man. So we'll see. But that's a great pick. I mean, look, what was his speed? 4.23, 4 something
4.3
fast.
flat, like
He was
4.3.
fast.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
fast. He was second past DJ Turner, I think, in the 40.
Yeah, he's a speed guy. Another interesting one. I like this, Oscar. Before we jump to the fifth round, he says, "Would you take a flyer in the third on a guy like Andre Carter II from Army? He's a project, but can be dangerous. He's interesting because you look at him, 6'6", 256. I mean, the dude's a monster. But you look at him, and sorry, he's got a ways to go. Like he looks like John Chapman. Like he doesn't look ripped out of his mind or whatever. Like being in the Army is going to be different because you're not just lifting weights all the time. You're doing other stuff, functional strength. So he's got a lot of that. Discipline's great. But this dude you're drafting Andre Carter for what he's going to be 2 years from now, not what he is now. He needs, you watch his film and it's just weird. The whole time I'm like, what is happening?
Right.
I
don't
put
know
him.
if I would risk a third, possible sixth if he's available. He probably won't. There's going to be people that like the traits that John just mentioned from him, and they can work with him. But for the 49ers, they need specific types of players, in my opinion, man. Our team is one of a kind, and if we can get those players with those specific type of skill sets, particularly on the edge. Look, I like the bigger edges, but I don't think we need them. I feel like we got like 4 or 5 of the big ones. We need some speed, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And, Oscar, just to go back to this play strength thing.
Go Navy.
I love it. He did 11 reps on the bench press, which for the edge position is the lowest ever in the history of combine.
It could have been just a bad day. Could have been a bad day.
It matches to the way he looks. But I'm saying again, not that he's got the frame for it. He's just you're going to have to develop NFL strength. He's not at that point currently. So that's kind of where that is. Here we go. Another question. Alberto, what's up, man? He says, got a question for you guys. Do you guys really think that any of the players that get drafted will have an immediate impact? Kyle doesn't like to play rookies. So how many of these guys got 11 picks? Do you think we're going to have any starters week 1? We had 2 this year.
I can tell that Alberto listened to John Lynch yesterday.
Yeah.
Because seriously, because this was one of the questions kind of like sort of asked about drafting players and how they don't draft players to redshirt them. They draft players that they feel like could come in on day one and win out a spot. I call that I wanted to say BS, but like that to me that's the theory, and it's kind of like how you want it to be, right? You want to draft players that could come in here day one. At the end of the day, I still wouldn't be surprised if we use all 11 draft picks. I know people feel like we're not, and I get it. I'm cool with that. I'll be happy to move up. But look, I did an exercise yesterday about, draft rounds for the 49ers. It kind of like their money round, and it goes to the 5th round. It's unfortunate. I mean, it just goes to the 5th round. It had a couple of good 7th round picks, a few 3rd round picks with Fred Warner leading the way, but the 5th round is just like that money freaking round. And so I'm like, damn, they need to stay out of the 6th round, and they need to stay away from the 4th round, right? So stay away from the 4th round. And we're saying to ourselves, damn, we don't have a 4th round pick, which is awkward because I'm saying to myself, John, the probability of them moving up to me is less than the probability of them moving back. And I think they might move one of those 3rd round picks, drop down into the 4th round, and if a guy falls on their board. So to answer Alberto's question, to me, it's all a freaking crapshoot, man. Honestly, when it comes to what these picks are gonna do, they're John Lynch said that they're expected to start. We all know that Kyle Shanahan doesn't like to play rookies.
No, he doesn't. And you look at the rookies that he has played, it was all because of injury. Spencer Burford last year, Brunskill got hurt. You go back to Elijah Mitchell, his rookie year, everybody got hurt ahead of him, right? So Samuel Womack was the exception. Womack, that dude, that was incredible.
Because he started off really good, and then Deommodore Lenoir said, nah, son.
Took it. It's mine. Gotcha. Dave Chappelle, little gift right there.
Gotcha.
I left the other word out. That's okay. All right. Before we get to the 5th round, I need to hear from you guys. Who is your 5th round defensive target that you want? We're going to hear from Wayne. We're going to hear from me. But real quick, word from our sponsors at MyBookie. That's right. MyBookie is back, and we have a whole betting segment just for the NFL draft. If you want to bet NBA playoffs, that is available. If you want to bet draft stuff, NFL futures, we got you covered. And over on our Patreon, we released a whole bunch of draft prop bets that you can jump in right now, and the odds are changing all the time. We're going to have more and more of those released throughout our episodes and on Patreon. All you got to do is just click, if you're watching this, click on the QR code right next to me, or go to mybookie.ag, use the promo code 49ERS, 49ers. That's going to give you the deposit bonus, up to $1,000. Now, rollovers apply, and if you have any questions, please check out their website. They explain it perfectly. But these guys are trusted. They're the best in the business. We've used them for years. The partnership, we help each other out. This is a product I believe in. Any bet that I endorse, I use my own personal money for that. And it's easy to get money in, easy to get money out. No matter what you want to bet on, they've got everything over there. So head to the best in the business, and that is MyBookie, using promo code 49ERS 49ers for your deposit bonus. And hey, rack up, make the draft an even better experience. You don't have to bet a lot. I don't bet a lot. A lot of my bets are $2 to $5. Make it fun and enjoyable, and that's what we're here for. Bet anything, anytime with MyBookie. I just posted my second round of bets over on draft prop bets over on our Patreon. One of my favorite draft props right now is Joey Porter Jr. going under 19 and a half picks. Because guess where the Steelers pick?
18.
Steelers pick 18.
18.
He's not getting past him. Not getting past him.
No,
so,
he's a Steeler for life. He's going to be a Steeler. He was born into the Steelers, so he's going to be a Steeler.
I like him way more than other people do. I really like the way he plays, man. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. What's up, Mel? How we doing? Good afternoon, Breezy and John. What's up? What's up? All right, so here we go. 5th round. Niners currently have 3 picks, and as you said before, this is where they hit their home runs. Who is your defensive locked player? I see other people throwing their names out there. We'll go through a couple of those. Who is your 5th round defensive target, Wayne?
So I went cornerback here. And as you know, I like the versatile corners, right? So I went with Starling Thomas the 5th here.
I love him.
And if I can't get Jartavius Martin, this is Jartavius Martin B, right? So he could play. He's a cornerback, nickel guy, can play outside, can play both safeties. He's a versatile piece. Great tackler. I don't think we talk about the safeties. Their number one job is to be able to know how to freaking tackle. So what made Jimmy Ward really great, right? I know everybody was like, oh, he didn't get enough interceptions, but he made sure he tackled. If he didn't get kind of like ookie duked on a route or something like that, he made sure he was there to tackle. But Starling Thomas the 5th is my 5th round pick, John.
Oh, I like that. Starling Thomas, the 5th round. I had Croc on, Eric Crocker, about a week ago, and I asked him to watch him before he jumped on, and Crocker liked him. I liked him. You like him. He's a rush crush guy. I'm so big on him. Now, I think that he will go later because he does have injury history. He's got 2 ACL tears.
Correct.
But his last ACL tear, I think, was in 2019. So he's got 3 years playing since that's happened. He's just fun. And once you get in the 5th round, I don't mind some of these players with injury histories going off the board. I think this is where they should go. But he's a fun player. Very, very fun player. What's up, Shad? Appreciate the gift. Betty says, I know it's a slim chance. Do you think there's any way we can get Garoppolo back? No, I don't. I really do believe Shanahan and Jimmy G don't like each other, like, at all. I don't think
it's
that they like each
it's
other.
not even a fun fact. It's a fact.
Yeah. Anyway, do you guys think Kyle Shanahan would possibly move Ayuk and Trey? I don't think either one of them. Because again, why would you move away from Ayuk if you've got all these young quarterbacks and you're in a win now window? Trey, if you are going to move on Trey, now ain't the time. You've got to figure out what happens to Brock before you move on from Trey. So I'm a big Trey guy. I don't think that's a smart move. I want to keep it with Trey. He's cheap. There's no reason to move on it. His value's at an all-time low. So I'm big on, I'm no on all those. You agree, Wayne?
I mean, I hope that they don't. I don't want them to, but I mean, there's always a possibility. I think the one thing that I like to do is I give the small, slim chance of something happening. And so I don't think Trey Lance will be traded now. NOW. His value isn't what the 49ers are probably looking for. And hey, man, if they can win with Trey Lance, this is a win-win for the Niners, because if a team does come calling the next time, man, them dollar signs and them price tags is going to be really high, as Jesse J would say. So as far as Ayuk, though, I'm a little conflicted on this one, because it's weird to me. To me, Ayuk plays in that DeForest Buckner role. I'm sorry. Like, the only thing different between Ayuk and DeForest Buckner, in my opinion, John, is that I'm hoping he was handpicked by Kyle Shanahan, whereas DeForest Buckner was not drafted by the Shanahan-Lynch plan. It was different, and they decided not to spend their premium money on a player that wasn't versatile, right? So that's why they went with Eric Armstead. But they could get a really good bang for the buck. If, John, by any chance, just a small possibility, I do not want Brandon Ayuk traded, so don't put this stuff out there. This is not what I'm saying. But if you get a first round pick in the 20s, let's say it's the New York Football Giants, right? They're willing to give you the 26th pick. All right, so you lose four slots back. I forgot when we drafted Brandon Ayuk, but I knew it was in the first round. We moved up to get him. You get a first round pick back for Brandon Ayuk. Would you make the trade? Now you don't have to pay Ayuk wide receiver money. You could possibly get another wide receiver, be young. You could sign a vet. Your vet's out there still available. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what if that's a possibility?
For me, so we drafted him 25th. So you're getting back basically what you paid for him.
There it is.
If Brandon Ayuk was in this draft, he'd be my number one wide receiver. This is a very poor wide receiver draft at the top. I would take it. So, okay,
It
let's
would
say
take more than the first round pick did.
it would, but I don't think he's going to get that. And if you do want to trade him, now ain't the time. You got the 5th-year option next year. You trade him next offseason if you can't get a deal done. You still get
but then
him
you're
this
stuck
year
paying him $15 million though. So
but not if he gets traded, he goes with that, right? Next year.
Okay.
So, but if you did, let's just play this out. Okay. Let's say we get the 26th pick. The 26th player on my board is Brian Bressy, Clemson. You've got DeJuan Jones, right tackle. Deontay Banks, edge. I mean, there's Felix Azuma, Sidney Brown, DJ Turner.
Safety.
I'm not taking. Here's my problem. If you trade Ayuk, who's going to be the starting wide receiver? That's my issue because Jordan Addison, he don't fit the 49ers.
I like Zay Flowers though.
You think he's going to block like Ayuk does?
We don't. Ayuk didn't block his rookie year. What are we talking about?
Right? But that's why the whole like doghouse
and
all that kind of stuff
came. But my point is they can use Zay Flowers the same way they use Brandon Ayuk his rookie season.
That's true. That is true. It's not a bad argument. I'm just saying if my focus and my issue with the 49ers is quarterback play, right? So if Brock or Trey or Darnold or whoever can just be above average, the 49ers are going to the playoffs and making another deep run. But why would you take away a security blanket for those quarterbacks for a question mark? That's my question, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense logically, but football isn't always based off of logic.
It's not.
And so,
that's where I get, yeah.
And we act like finances don't matter, and then when we don't sign certain, but you heard John Lynch say we can't keep everybody, and so even if John Chapman is saying the value will be better for next year, we don't know that. What happens if Brandon Ayuk doesn't make it through the season? Then where does that value go?
Yeah.
So like there's so many different, to me, scenarios that can play and factor in. So do you sell high now while he's hot? Because God forbid something happens and then you can't sell him and then you're stuck with $15 million that you got to pay him and you can't move on from him. And the only thing is he won't be back. You know, I don't know. I don't want to trade him. He's definitely probably the most valuable piece, one of the most valuable pieces to our offense. Give me another wide receiver that can do what he does. There isn't one in this draft, but you can get a playmaking wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah.
If you throw the role and responsibility on somebody else.
Right. But again, I'll stay with this. If you got that first round pick, I don't think you take a wide receiver there.
No,
that's not where
the value is.
You take a right tackle or an edge guy.
And that's why I was saying, is there a right tackle or an edge that you feel could come in here and be a day one starter? Because now we talk first round pick and first round money.
Yeah. Just based on my big board, DeJuan Jones, man, he doesn't really fit. He doesn't fit what we do.
The Niners. He's a big guy. He just doesn't fit the Niners.
Gosh, man,
that wingspan is ridiculous, bro.
Oh, it's stupid. So Anton Harrison, that's who I would go with.
I like Anton Harrison, right
tackle out of OU.
Yeah,
he played left tackle, played some right tackle, transferred from Tennessee. Yeah, Anton Harrison. That's who I would go with. Darnell Wright out of Tennessee, who beat him out of that job, why he did transfer. That would be my pick if he was there, but one of those guys will probably be gone at that point. So,
yeah.
And I like this. You know, A.J. Brown went for the number 18th pick and a third. A.J. Brown.
He put up numbers, though. He was a 1,000-yard wide receiver like every year, except for one.
So I would argue that Ayuk's not as valuable as AJ Brown was, personally, but it's close. It is close, but I mean, that dude had 24 touchdowns before he got traded. How many does Ayuk have? If you had to guess, how many career touchdowns does Ayuk have?
Does he even have 10?
He's got 18. He's got
He's
5,
so he's
5,
got
and
20.
8.
He's got almost close to 20.
Got close to 20. So he's lower on touchdowns, lower on yards, lower on catches. So I think the 26th pick, I think that's where he would be valued at. But I'm going to say
I kind of compare him to more of the Malcolm, not the Malcolm Brown. What was the kid from the Ravens? Hollywood Brown.
yeah,
I would compare
Brown.
him, Marquise Brown. I would compare him. I would compare if there's a trade for Brandon Ayuk, I would compare it to that and what they got, the Cardinals. I mean the Ravens from the
Oh,
Cardinals.
look at this. Colin, he says, how about Trey and Brandon Ayuk to Minnesota for O'Neal and Jefferson? Yeah, I would do that trade. I would do that.
Oh,
trade.
really?
Yeah, I would do that trade. Justin Jefferson? Yeah, that dude. See,
hold on. See, this is why y'all F up the show.
They're not going to. No way Minnesota's traded that dude.
No, I know, but that's not even where I was going. Let's talk about Justin Jefferson on the 49ers. He ain't a good block wide receiver neither. So tell me how the hell he gonna fit? No. We gotta be consistent here. You talked about
the best wide receiver in the NFL
that can't block. Look, everybody's schemes are different. Everybody get it up. Everybody has a different scheme, and he fits Minnesota because the way they utilize him. But I guarantee you, he's a worse blocking wide receiver than Deebo Samuel.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
And Deebo doesn't block. I don't care what anybody says. I don't know why Deebo doesn't block.
He's got a 65.2 run grade. It's not awful. It's not awful.
It's a D.
It's not awful.
It's a D.
Let's
still a D.
This is not happening. So understand, this is just fun talk.
Oh, no, this is fun talk.
It's not happening.
I want John to be consistent about his blocking thing.
Brandon Ayuk had a 68.5 run grade. They're close. Now, again,
Brandon Ayuk was way better blocker.
Deebo had a 49.3.
Yeah, Debo's terrible. Let's not even use PFF. Let's use what the hell we see with our eyes, because I've never seen Justin Jefferson block.
He don't have. There's difference, but you got to admit, the dude's. Is there a better wide receiver than him?
No, I didn't say that. That's not what I'm saying. We're talking about 49er wide receivers, no block, no rock, or does that shit get thrown out of the trash?
No. I don't think that he's at LSU. He was the slot guy, and I remember like he was a willing blocker. He's not like Ayuk trying to fight linebackers this year, but it's not like I don't have a huge negative on him there. But the dude has 4,825 yards in 3 years.
Would you rather have Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase.
Okay. Now,
Jamar Chase, I think, is like, how old
what's
is
his
he?
Blocking grade? Guys, we're having fun. Whoever brought up this Colin for the hypothetical
Colin, you're the best, man.
He's the greatest. All right, we're just having some fun. We do not want to trade Brandon Ayuk, so don't go telling people. I better not read this on Reddit. John and Wayne wants to trade Brandon Ayuk for Justin Jefferson.
I do not want to do that. But I'm telling you right now, man. Yeah, I would. What was your question, Cincinnati?
His blocking grade, his run blocking grade. I'm just curious to know what it is.
47.7.
Yeah, he's worse than Deebo.
Yeah.
But damn, they'll be electrifying here, man.
Now, if you do trade for Jamar Chase, they're not. All this is whatever. It's not happening. But if they did, like, you can't rock with Brock Purdy. You've got to have Trey.
You got to have Trey Lance. He's throwing the ball down the field.
Justin Jefferson is quarterback proof. Jamar Chase is incredible because he's the best fade ball, deep ball specialist since Randy Moss. Right. So like, him and Burrow work because Burrow throws a great deep ball, even though they don't have a strong arm, but it's a catchable deep ball.
But see,
Jamar Chase is. Justin Jefferson is QB proof.
Here's my issue with the 49ers.
I like how many people are y'all pissed off at this conversation.
I don't think they're pissed off, but they would leave.
He knew it. Look at this. I knew this would be painful.
He set us up. No, here's my bickering beef with the San Francisco 49ers. I feel like, John, that Brandon Ayuk has a level that has not been unlocked yet. I feel like there's a level to his football game that hasn't been unlocked. He came into the league and he flashed what he could do. He could be a deep ball guy. He could run straight routes, 9 routes. He can run fly routes down the field. He can run post fades. He can get open, right? We've seen him do that his rookie year. His rookie season, he was almost at 1,000 yards, and we were like, oh, snap. this kid from Arizona State is about to be a problem. And then what happened? They needed to utilize him differently because he had to learn how to block in the run game, and he just couldn't or wasn't or whatever it was. It wasn't in his mindset, and then he ended up in a house named after dogs. Then he comes out and he's probably, is he the second best blocking wide receiver? Can you please pull up Jawan Jennings so we can end this conversation on who's the best blocking wide receiver?
Yeah, he had the highest grade of anybody.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. So Jawan had to be what, a 65?
Yeah, he was. I could pull it back up. Yeah.
All I'm saying is with Brandon Ayuk, is the quarterback situation holding him back? That's my question.
Oh, it's not. It's not showing his run grade for some reason.
Give me.
So, all right, here we go. This is the question for Big Papa as I pull this up. So does Lance or Purdy have the key to unlock Ayuk, in your opinion?
So to me, it would be Lance, because the one thing that we're not getting, we haven't gotten from Purdy, or we didn't get it from Jimmy, was being able to utilize Brandon Ayuk down the field. If the ball was thrown down the field, it was hanging in the air. They had to go back and get it. Remember, Deebo Samuel used to do that too. Remember that game in Baltimore? It was like one throw we can remember, and Jimmy just launched it in the air, and it just hung for like 95 seconds, and Deebo went up and grabbed it. He just out-jumped everybody and came down with the ball, and we were like, oh my gosh, he can track balls. He catch balls at high points. Pause. I said balls twice. Pause again. But the thing is, like, I feel like Big Papa that Lance would unlock that next level. We love what we get from Brandon Ayuk. Give him the ball, he can get open. Running whip routes, he can get open. Scoring touchdowns, he can get open. That's great. Now, can we get him down the field a little bit more? That's the question.
I have a mistake to admit. I was reading the run grade, not the run blocking grade. I totally screwed up this whole thing, man.
I can't even dismiss myself from this episode right now. I'll just have to wait till I need a pause break.
No, man. No.
Okay, John, let's get back to the run blocking. This is so fun. I'm still waiting on your fifth round pick.
Here we go. Yeah, no, fifth round pick's coming. So just let's clear up the wide receiver run blocking grades for the 49ers. Deebo is last with this is run blocking according to Pro Football Focus only grade this year, 45.3. Ray McLeod, 47.4. Brandon Ayuk, 53.8. Jawan Jennings, 56.2. So there you go. Those are the run
Jennings
blocking
was the best. I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it.
Now, do you want me to pull up the other guys, or are you too mad at me?
No, I'm never mad at you. I guarantee you Justin Jefferson is a 1.
Oh, let's see here. Where's Justin Jefferson at? You might. Oh, 63.5 Justin Jefferson.
No, they don't even block in Minnesota. Ask Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook. They don't block. All right, so I'm wrong.
To be fair, he has 355 run blocking snaps, Justin Jefferson. So that's where
is that a lot less than what Ayuk has?
355. I'm sure. No, they throw the ball a lot. So Ayuk had, again, I'm toggling back and forth, 510.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the difference there.
That's the difference.
Yeah. And so real quick, I want to make sure I right all of my wrongs. Let me go check the freaking Cincinnati Bengals, because I don't want to put misinformation out there, and I apologize about that. Jamar Chase, where's his run blocking grade? There he is. He has a 56.3. So
he'll fit.
Yeah, he'll fit. Scott, save us. Get us off this topic, please, God. Thank you for the super chat. He says, hey, John and Breezy, Trey Lance to Daddy Gray, book it. They fit together, man. They fit together.
They fit like a glove.
Peas and carrots.
Yeah.
My fifth round pick.
Succotash?
Yeah, there we go. Corn. Akina Inechukwu, edge rusher out of Rice.
Is it Akina or Akina?
Don't ask me, man. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
I'm going to go with Akina because there's one E,
cooler.
2 N's, opposed to 2 E's, 1 N. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not a pronunciation guy. It's not I'm from Texas. We don't speak English. It's bad. It's just bad.
You speak Texas?
Yeah. I wanted to go into I wanted to make a bumper sticker that said, "If you don't speak American, get out," because my racist family would buy it and put it on there and not understand I was making fun of them. But anyway, it applies. That's what it is. I really like this guy. Niners have met with him several times. He fits to a T, and I think the best football is ahead of him. You put him on the tape again, Rice, small school, but they played USC, and that dude was the best player on the field, not named Caleb Williams. He was awesome. He's a little stiff, but amazing human, on a roll, championship wrestler. Like, I just really like this kid's tape. It was fun watching him. So that's my guy. Buck says I like Fayoko
A
better.
lot of people like Fayoko.
Yeah, he's a local guy, and so I get that. Yeah, I like Fayoko. I'm not sure where he's going to play. I'm not sure if he's an inside, outside guy. What was his? Let me pull up his.
Oh, he was an outside guy. Edge.
He was an outside guy, but
Mhm.
part of me says I'm not sure about that. 6'3", 276. So he's a stout,
big
short,
edge.
stout. And I think he's a 3-4 fit perfect, but Niners like to move their guys around. Do you make him lose weight? Do you make him gain weight?
I do not want to go through that project ever again.
Ugh,
Trent Baalke
yeah.
messed all of that up for me. I'm sorry.
I don't like it. I don't
I
like
can't.
it.
Let me see if I can spell his name without looking it up. IKENN.
Oh, yeah. Find this pronunciation for us.
CH.
I wonder if I can find it real quick.
WU. Did I spell it right?
I wasn't looking, and I'm dyslexic.
ENCHUKW.
I'm not a very good host, Wayne. How have you not learned this yet?
Because it doesn't matter. Just tell me if I spelled it right. Enechukwu. That's how I Enekukwu. That's how you say his name, I think.
Sounds right.
Enekukwu. Because the CH gives you a K sound. But why didn't they just spell his name ENEK?
Why? I don't know. I'm not his parent. I don't know.
I know.
I think it's awesome. I love unique names. My name's John. It's the boring. I'm named after a damn toilet. Yeah, sorry.
Dude, I had to grow up to like Wayne Doodlestain for like 15 years, bro.
There we go. Yeah, every single time I saw a porta potty, I knew a joke was coming.
So you got the porta potty, I had the doodle stains. I didn't have doodle stains though. I'm just saying that was the joke.
Buck. Why don't you spell your name WEEN? Oh, that is awesome.
Wait a minute, but that's Ween. I'm just saying. See if this see y'all messing with me.
We have gone off the rails today.
If the CH makes a K sound, that's all I'm asking. Like, why not just put a K in there? Extra. You already got a K in it. All right. Shout out to Akena Inekakwu. Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
Now, if you want to hear us mess up even more people's names,
Lord
we are going to be live day one of the draft, the whole freaking draft, baby. We're starting 10 minutes before the draft starts. So at 4:50 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it's going to be me, Wayne, and Chuck. I'm going to be live day two. Going to have a lot of different people on there. Wayne's got other stuff to do. I couldn't get them for both days. I
Uncle
tried.
Salty says we're regressing.
We are regressing. All right, let's move on.
We're regressing.
Well, let's move on. All right, 6th to 7th round defensive prospects. Your late guys. Your late round guys.
I got Aubrey Miller, Jr., linebacker out of Jackson State. Aubrey Miller. I know he only ran a 4.71 in this 40, but his football speed, he can cover. He can cover. He's a cover guy. He's a cover linebacker. I know we kind of like have that in a Dre Greenlaw, but it's not like Greenlaw was extended for a long time with the 49ers. But listen, I think this kid could come in here and wreck shop with the 49ers in a year or two.
He's fun. Josh would disown me if I don't go with safety, Gervais Owens. He is such a beast. But I wanted to put cornerback, again, I want to mess up his name, Khalif Halasi, out of Western Kentucky. I really, really, really like this kid. I don't
know much about this one.
It's the Hilltoppers, baby. Western Kentucky, one of the coolest mascots ever. So Trainwreck, what's up, Brian? He helped us with a lot of the draft work. He says Caleb Murphy, edge from Ferris. I like that guy. Man, I wonder how high he's going to go. Somebody's going to take a shot on Caleb Murphy in the 6th round, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because the cool thing about this exercise that we just did today is we let everybody know that there's some really good depth at every round. So you're naming top edge rushers in the seventh. Usually, when you draft the seventh round picks, the sixth or seventh round picks, those are guys that are coming in. They're going to be like project type based players. Some of them may make the team, some of them may not. They're going to come in here and compete for a spot. What are they going to show the 49ers that's any different than what they already have, other than them being young and cheap? But at the end of the day, like, I just feel like what John Lynch said, and we've been talking about it for the past couple of months, there is depth like at every position, and it's set up to where the 49ers don't have to move. But we know that the 49ers like guys that they like, and there's a possibility that they might move up, but there's also a small, slim chance of a possibility they'll move back. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. John, do you think we'll end up in the first round somehow on Thursday night?
I'm gonna say hardcore no.
Hardcore,
What it would cost. Second round, I'd say not likely at all. I think if you want to trade up, you're looking at number 75. That's kind of the range I think would be comfortable. One of the things that was most interesting about the John Lynch press conference, nobody talked about this. He admitted they tried to trade up last year. And Wayne, we were live together in Vegas. And you remember we were on the clock. You had your draft guy that you wanted. I had my guy that we wanted. And Lynch said we tried to trade up because there were two edge guys there. It was Nick Bonito. I'll swear.
Oh my God, from Penn State.
No, he was OU, but you were the one that was clamoring for Bonito, and I know
I wanted Bonito.
You did want Bonito. I should go back.
I wanted Jaquan Brisker from Penn State. That's why
he was gone though. Did he go already?
Well, no, he had went, but that's why I think this year, like, you're right. I remember he was a smaller edge rusher out of Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, and Lynch said
I remember
there were two edge guys that we liked there, and I guarantee you, we freaking nailed it.
His production was so on point in college. He would have been the perfect fit for what we're looking for right now.
Yep, you're right.
He just got drafted a year early, right? We're talking about speed. He was a speed guy on the outside. That's why I feel like this year they got them a Drake Jackson. What does Drake Jackson provide, John? He's an athletic freak, right? So he's the guy that's going to be able to, once he understands football containment on an NFL level, he will be that contained guy out there on the edge. I'm not really looking for high production in sacks, but I'm not looking for these quarterbacks to get outside the pocket when they're trying to run, like Kyler Murray and things like that. He'll keep making sure that those quarterbacks stay right on the inside so those big guys can get them down. But what are we going to get from Drake that's different than what we've seen in some of these edge rushers in this draft?
Yeah, I think I just want Drake on second and third downs. Like, you don't put him out there first down. Yeah, and with a little bit more than that. I think, like, legitimately, I would love, like, somebody like an Isaiah McGuire, who I think goes in the third round. I like
Isaiah McGuire out of Missouri.
He plays on first downs. Then you bring in Drake Jackson. Like, just, you need that kind of bookend power, defensive end guy on base downs, and I think that he just fits it perfectly.
But does Drake Jackson give you the speed you want out there on the edge? And that's the question. Like,
he's not the speed guy, but the bend guy, yes.
He's got the bend.
No, but bend.
He's got the bend. And it's going to be interesting to see how they utilize it. I mean, here's a crazy scenario, right? And then this doesn't make any sense. Only in Wayne Breezy's Madden head. This is the only way it makes sense. Ready? Can you imagine getting a speed guy, right? Whoever it is, it could be Yaya, it could be Byron Jones. So on these third and longs, you put him in there. You put Drake on the opposite end as the bend guy. You move Bosa to the inside along with Javon Hargrave, where Eric Armstead could take a breather, bro. Is that cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, or is that something realistic can happen? You're saying no, I don't know which no you mean.
No, I'm saying that is beautiful.
Oh, okay.
It's a work of art. And I'm telling you right now, this defensive line is so damn good and so deep. It's just missing that one speed guy.
On both sides. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Gerald, thank you for the contribution. He says, third must-have wide receiver Jonathan Mingo. If he's there, I take him 100%. The problem is, man, I've seen him go in the first round. I've seen
draft stock's going up
because all the wide receivers that I dislike in this draft, you have to love him because he's actually big. Like,
he's the protege type that you
220, 4.4 speed,
great hands, can block.
He ain't going to be there. Let me ask you this, Wayne. If Jonathan Mingo's there 99, would you take him?
I would.
I would
But see,
too.
people think I'm crazy because I'll draft a wide receiver, I'll draft a running back. Hell, I'll draft the best fullback at that moment if he was high up in there. But I, I I'm all about getting the right piece. I think that's what it comes down to. Like I'm not looking to develop a bunch of guys. I'm just about getting that right piece. If Jonathan Mingo was there, he screams 49ers. And
Yeah.
people will be like, why? We got these receivers. Let me just remind you, Ray McLeod and Jawan Jennings are on the last year of their deals. You get Jonathan Mingo, that's those two guys put together. Like literally, he gives you the size and he can get open like Ray Ray. Like literally, that's what you get out of Jonathan Mingo. It's a
His middle
no-brainer to me.
name's Andrell.
That's cool.
Andrell. That's
That's
cool,
cool as
man.
hell.
That's cool. I do have a cool middle name. We were talking names earlier.
Lamar is dope, bro.
My middle name is pretty fire.
That's
My middle name
fire.
is pretty. Sean, he says, this episode is great. I'm going to abbreviate that. If Purdy does well, you think he breaks the bank salary cap? Yeah, I mean, quarterbacks are always going to get paid. They're always going to get paid, and he is making nothing because he was the last pick.
Whoops.
So he will get paid. DTR doesn't look like much of a passer. He's accurate, but he's kind of a jack of all trades kind of guy. But man, off the charts up here, experience. Yeah, I like DTR. I really, really do.
Yeah, I think the thing you get from DTR is just the fact that he's willing to make a football play, and that doesn't necessarily mean a great throw. It just means keeping the drive alive. And so, like, even if you go ahead and watch the East Shrine Bowl, if you didn't watch any other games, like the UCLA games, if you just go watch that one game, he got hit a lot, but man, he's one tough son of a cookie, and he's always trying to make a play. Like, I will give him that. He doesn't turn the ball over as far as fumbles and things like that, but he's always trying to make a play. And I think with that extension, capability, the ability that he has, I think that helps him get drafted a little bit higher than probably what some people have him going.
Yeah, question here from Nick, and this will wrap it up for us. If Mingo isn't there, the third, are there other wide receivers you like in that range? Just looking at my grades on my War Room draft board that I built, which again, available to all Patreon members, I have 9 wide receivers in the third round, and I have 8 wide receivers in the fourth round. This draft sucks for top end wide receivers. It's terrible. If you need a slot guy, you're in heaven. If you need an outside physical guy, you're struggling. But man, there are so many guys in that third to fourth round.
But yeah, see, that's the thing, though, John. I don't think the 49ers necessarily need an outside, strong physical guy. I mean, I think they can get open with the guys that they have on the outsides. The way they utilize Debo is a little bit different. And so I think the slot guy is the guy that they need. If they could get another big slot. And what I did was I put Jawan Jennings and Ray Ray together. So together, if you combine those two, that's Jonathan Mingo. Like literally, like, you know what I'm saying? So like to me, it's a no-brainer because now you get a guy that is an outside guy that could come in and be the third wide receiver at some point. And then we still got other guys that we're looking to see develop. I know Kenny doesn't want another Ray Ray. He's different than Ray Ray, though. He's a lot different than Ray Ray. But if you put those two together, he's big, he's physical, he can outstrength the ball from people. He goes down, he comes up, he grabs it, he can run deep routes, he can run across the middle. Like, he's a scary dude. Personally, I trust old Mississippi wide receivers as of lately. I'm trusting them.
Buck, he says Hayner over DTR for me. Yes, I've got a 4th on Hayner and a 6th on DTR.
Yeah.
And then David says, what are your thoughts on the S2 cognition scores? One, they're not accurate. I don't mind the S2 test. I listened to a freaking hour and a half show with the S2 creators to try to learn more about it and walked away like thinking, oh, it's kind of cool, whatever. But like the scores that are getting leaked, none of them come from S2. So the owners, they signed a confidentiality agreement. They cannot release anything. They can release it to teams that they subscribe to, which they said 16 teams in the NFL have it. The 49ers are one of those. But whenever you see something get leaked, that's coming from an agent or a player, and the owners have come out and said all of the scores that have been released, they're not accurate. The ones that are floating around and CJ Stroud making an 18 out of whatever, not accurate. So it's lying season and people are just slandering Ohio State quarterbacks. I hate Ohio State, but I hate the way Brady Quinn and Dan Orlovsky like go after these kids and attack their character and all that stuff. I can't stand that crap, man. Shame on them is what I say. I don't know. What's your take on all that stuff, Wayne?
Man, Some people value tests. I don't whether they're accurate or inaccurate. It doesn't really matter. Some people will look at test scores. To me, it's not all about that. The true test is them getting out there on the football field. True test is, can these players keep their bodies healthy? Are they eating right? Are they sleeping right? Are they not going to go out there and make silly mistakes and things like that? That's going to jeopardize the team first, themselves as well. So, like, though to me, those are the tests that I care about: character, all that
Mhm.
type of stuff. Man, as far as their cognitive ability to be able to do certain things, I mean, some people just understand it in football terms opposed
Yep.
to understanding a regular question that's asked to them. So if you ask it in a different way, I'm sure they'll come down with a more high scoring answer. I don't like tests. I hate tests. I don't think they measure anything in life. They really don't. They just measure how much you can memorize. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and to stick with that again, back to John Lynch's presser yesterday, talking about Frank Gore helping out. Historically, one of the worst scorers on the Wonderlic of all time, and Frank Gore's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And he's a hell of a coach, and he's a personality. And I've met, hung out with Frank, and the dude was awesome. And so tests aren't always it. So yeah, there it is, Brian. The eye in the sky don't lie. Film first, film second, film last. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Shit, I thought he was talking about the Eagle Eye at first. I
Oh.
was like, that was a good movie too, by the
It
way.
was a good movie.
That
It's
was a
Shia
good movie.
LaBeouf. I'm not even
Yeah.
a big fan of that dude, but that was good.
No, that movie was good.
All right, we've gotten off the rails, but man, this was fun.
Yeah, I don't, Uncle Salty. I don't think we regressed. We just took a wrong turn. You know,
But we got back. We got back.
we did.
Maybe a little bit. All right, so next time we're going to be hanging out, Wayne, it's going to be draft day. So
Yeah, I'm
so
excited.
pumped. You guys come join us live. We'll be live for several hours that day. So that's going to do it for us. Wayne, take us out of here, my friend.
Hey man, y'all stay up, stay faithful. To the next time, we'll see you Thursday, baby. Peace.
Peace.